Welcome to day 5 of the 14-day Buddhist planner for the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm Alan Pito. So day 5, we're talking about right livelihood. So we've kind of had right view, right thought, right speech, right action. So we're kind of seeing how we view things, how we're in accord with the Dharma on this path. We're going to do our wholesome actions, wholesome speech. But what about a big thing in our lives, which is our livelihood? Like, how are we making a living, right? We spend most of our time actually at our jobs, if you really think about that. And right now for a lot of you could be unemployed as well. So when we talk about right livelihood, it's multi-factor. Yes, it is related to your profession or your job, but it's also about like what you're doing as well. So if we want to say, is this doing harm? Like, what am I doing? Is it harmful? Is it harmful to the world, to other people, to other sentient beings? Is it not in accord with the Dharma, the Dhamma? So we want to see what impact it's having, including to ourselves. If you are constantly killing something, for example, like maybe you're in a slaughterhouse or something like that, you're going to become slowly desensitized, to that. Otherwise, you won't be able to do that job. You're killing sentient beings, numerous times, a day. So you become desensitized to that. Is that planting the wrong seeds inside you, right? So you want to look at your livelihood. Now, yes, there's lots of factors in. It's like, well, I just need to put food on the table. I got to pay the rent. There's going to be lots of factors running through your head, especially your actions, right? The longer that you're in a unwholesome job, that's not right livelihood, it's going to impact you long term. So we're only on this planet for a very short amount of time, just a couple of decades, if you really think about it, right? And then we're done. But our actions, this is our only true possessions, as we talk about in the 5 remembrances, and what continues onwards. So we want to really focus on those actions. If we're doing wrong livelihood, then that's not going to be very helpful at all with our actions, which are central to what we're talking about here. You're going to keep getting dragged down by Mara into these 3 fires, and you don't want that. So what can you do? Different things. So maybe you are in a job that's maybe not right livelihood. Is there ways you can actually change that? Is there maybe something that management is not even aware of that makes it wrong livelihood, right? Is there things you can do in different ways? Hey, here's a better way we can do it, where it doesn't actually cause it this way. Or you're looking for a job, maybe even a temporary job. Or you're like, well, I just need to put a little money on the table right now. Is that worth it, to yourself, and to others as well? That can be very, very difficult. Sometimes it's very black and white for us. Like, well, no, I'm not going to be like a criminal or sell drugs, right? Well, I know that's wrong livelihood. But then like, what about this? Well, it's kind of gray, but maybe not. So you really have to think about, like, what is your livelihood and what that's ultimately going to mean for you and your actions. And this is probably going to be one of the hardest ones for a lot of people, because once again, you're in your job a lot. You live there basically for, sometimes 8, 9, 10 hours a day, or even longer. It just depends on what job you do, where you work. So we want to really factor and do an analysis of your job and your livelihood. You're like, no. Even like for like a quote unquote gig economy, like maybe you're just doing a little jobs here or there. What are you really doing? You really got to focus on what those quote unquote gigs are. Is it wholesome or unwholesome? And this is not something that me or anybody else can tell you like over a video or something like that. You really got to look deep inside that, along with the teachings of the Buddha, to see if it is or is not. We're not going to be able to do that analysis for you, virtually. So. Right livelihood, very difficult, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, as so many people are out of work. People just want to work, be able to put food on the table, pay the rent. But look at what jobs you're looking at, what profession that you want to do, or just like what you're doing. So outside of just, earning a paycheck, what are you doing in your daily life? I'm going to say that as part of right livelihood as well. How are you interacting, with everybody else in the world? So if you think about it, like a monk, they have right livelihood, right? So that's their livelihood, is being a monastic, so they're not making money or anything else like that, but they're engaging. So they're part of the world. So right livelihood, not just employment, but also how you engage the world. We'll see you tomorrow.